Remember last week when we questioned which OG Ethereum project will join the Cosmos ecosystem next, after the launch of the DYDX chain? Well, we did not need to wait long, because on Saturday, SushiSwap announced to launch in the Cosmos ecosystem soon. And here is everything you need to know.
Don't worry, we are friends.
Before we get started though, welcome to the Friends Validator YouTube channel. I'm Juri Maibaum, co-founder of Friends Validator, and we believe that by 2030, 90% of all financial transactions will be executed on top of proof-of-stake chains. On this YouTube channel, you will learn how to profit from the proof-of-stake run-up, how to make a passive income in crypto with staking, and how to stay ahead of the curve. If this sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Again, SushiSwap is coming to Cosmos, but how will this work precisely? What is SushiSwap all about, and why is this so beneficial for the Cosmos ecosystem long term? So now let us talk about SushiSwap. What the hell is SushiSwap? I believe if you are in crypto for a bit longer now, you know SushiSwap because there is no way around it. You can trade all kinds of assets on SushiSwap. You can swap different assets back and forth. To be more precise, there are more than 22,000 trading pairs on SushiSwap, and SushiSwap is placed on all kinds of networks in the crypto industry. You can find SushiSwap on Ethereum, on all the Ethereum rollups. You can find it also in the Avalanche ecosystem. You can find SushiSwap on Near. You can find SushiSwap on Harmony, and so on and so forth. The list goes on. But right now, again, SushiSwap is all about making simple trades. You buy a cryptocurrency, you sell a cryptocurrency, but you're not doing derivatives here. But SushiSwap has become very successful with this concept. In total, SushiSwap attracted a liquidity of $625 million, which is a lot. And besides that, the trading volume so far has been at $298.52 billion. I just leave the numbers here. And again, there are more than 22,000 trading pairs, which is a lot. So SushiSwap, let's compare it to Osmosis for a second, is much, much larger. So yes, SushiSwap is as OG-ish as it can get. But even though SushiSwap has enough TVL and trading volume to easily launch its own blockchain, SushiSwap won't do that yet. No, because earlier this year, SushiSwap already announced to launch its own derivative trading platform. DYDX, for example, is part of this category. A derivative allows you to trade an asset without holding the organic or physical version of it. Let's say gold. You can trade gold online without holding the physical version of it. This is possible due to derivatives, because derivatives are contracts that track the price actions of an underlying asset. And in crypto, we have the same concept, just where the contract tracks the price actions of an underlying cryptocurrency. And this is where Vortex and Sei Network come into play. Vortex is a derivative trading platform that is about to launch on the Sei Network. And SushiSwap decided to acquire Vortex instead of building its own blockchain from scratch. But now let us dive deeper into Sei Network to understand the full scope of the story. And let us do that by having a closer look at their website. And what I can tell you already is that Sei is all about scalability. Here are some results of the internal testnet. And Sei was actually able to reach a transaction finality in below 1 second. And guys, this is absolutely insane. Sei is able to reach a transaction finality in 600 milliseconds. And just to give you a ballpark here, all of the other blockchains that promote the insane scalability and are in fact pretty scalable, such as Solana, Avalanche subnets, Near, and so on and so forth, they can reach a transaction finality in a little bit more than a second. So Sei is much, 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 much faster. And just to compare this with Ethereum, I know Ethereum tends to be super slow because they are like more considered, like Ethereum is more considered as a settlement layer. But if you want to reach transaction finality on Ethereum, you can wait up to 1 minute or more. So yes, Sei is super, super fast. And also Sei can process a lot of orders per second. To be more precise, 22,000. And this is absolutely extraordinary because all of the other blockchains that compete in this race of being the fastest and most scalable blockchain, they cannot reach these numbers because Solana, Avalanche, subnets, and Near, they can handle around 5,000 transactions per second. So yes, Sei is absolutely scalable, if you want to say it like this. And in total, they tested 40 million transactions, like more than 40 million transactions, and had also a lot of testnet users. The users on the testnet were above 850,000. So this was a pretty successful testnet, if you want to put it like this. And just to repeat real quick how Sei achieves this. So Sei is achieving all of these miracles through a concept that is called parallelization, and by providing a twin turbo consensus. This sounds pretty complex, and it is pretty complex, I can guarantee you that. But if you want to dive deeper into this, I can highly recommend you my interview with Jay. He is the co-founder of Sei Network, and we dive deeper into all of this. So make sure to check this video out if you are interested in learning more about these concepts, because again, this is very complex, and this would basically break the whole scope of this episode. But long story short, what you can imagine, Sei is an absolutely fast blockchain, and Sei achieves this by a classic Tendermint core consensus algorithm on steroids, because Sei is, let's keep that in mind, at the end of the day, still a Cosmos SDK chain that is very interoperable through IBC. So now the question is, what kind of applications can we expect to build on top of Sei? And again, one of these applications will be Vortex, and all of the other applications that will be launching on Sei are mostly decentralized exchanges and trading platforms, because trading is all about transaction speed and finality. Because yeah, I think if you want to buy an NFT, for example, you do not really care if this happens in a transaction finality of 1 second or 600 milliseconds, because you won't really recognize this. But when trading, and especially when doing arbitrage trading, transaction speed is everything, and therefore Sei is the perfect environment. That being said, Vortex will launch on Sei. And why is this so interesting? It's not only because of the ultra fast blockchain that Sei provides, it's also about interoperability, as we can see here. More than 35 plus perpetual markets supported. This is possible through IBC. So Vortex is leveraging the ideal infrastructure of Sei Network in order to provide traders with the best user experience they can imagine. They can trade in an insane speedness, and beside that, they can also trade all kinds of assets, because Vortex is so interoperable with the rest of the crypto industry through IBC. Now, you could argue that SushiSwap is not really coming to the Cosmos ecosystem, since SushiSwap only buys a dApp built on top of a Cosmos SDK-based blockchain. And both Vortex and Sei Network are not even live yet. So why is this so exciting? First of all, every IBC-enabled Cosmos SDK-based blockchain that attracts trading volume and liquidity is net positive for the interchain. The more users the Cosmos ecosystem has overall, the better. And besides, liquidity often gets distributed across all kinds of Cosmos SDK chains over time. Let's say you made a very good trade on Vortex and now want to make a permanent passive income in crypto by staking. Now you can go ahead and send your assets from Vortex over to Osmosis, where you buy Stride coins. You take the Stride coins and send them over to the Stride blockchain, where you stake them. This means more IBC transfers, more trading volume, and more liquidity across the whole Cosmos ecosystem, which is, again, net positive for the entire Cosmos ecosystem. Again, Vortex is not live yet, but if projects of this kind struggle with one thing, then it is attracting liquidity and generate trading volume. They built their product, they are about to launch, but how can they ensure that people are actually using their product? This can be very tricky, especially in a bear market. But SushiSwap is an established project in the crypto industry with lots of liquidity and real users. Eventually, SushiSwap users will start using Vortex as well, and I can very well imagine that SushiSwap will bootstrap liquidity on Vortex with external incentives or so. All in all, Sei is one of the most exciting launches in the Cosmos ecosystem of 2023. However, with all layer 1s that are about to launch, also Sei might find it hard to attract new users and liquidity. But in the case of Sei, SushiSwap made this hurdle become much smaller. Another thing I want to mention is that due to the acquisition of Vortex by SushiSwap, the AppChain thesis can be interpreted much more diverse. Yes, we will continue to see projects like Osmosis, DYDX, or Injective that will launch their own Cosmos SDK chains to optimize their product for one specific use case. However, we will also see projects like SushiSwap that will continue to launch on all kinds of networks in the crypto industry and start offering new services as well. Therefore, projects like SushiSwap look for ideal layer 1s to do so and find it on Cosmos SDK chains like Sei Network. That said, the more diverse the Cosmos ecosystem, the bullisher I am on the bull case for the whole Cosmos ecosystem. But now let us know what you think of SushiSwap coming to the interchain. And also, what do you think and expect of Sei's upcoming launch? Comment in the comment section below. And with that being said, I hope I will see you the next time.